Hey, how's it going? Dan Mayo here. This is RuMayoNation. How's it going? Day of recording is the 26th of November, a Tuesday. Full disclosure, this is the second run-up. This is the second run at it because I was chatting about something or other. I got massively distracted. My digression pad is here but weren't being used properly. Then I got a phone call come in. This guy whose kid wants to join my football team. You know, what can I say? Pet Mustachiola in the building. People want to play for the team. So I've had to deal with that, the logistics of that, and we're oversubscribed. We've got so many players, but apparently he loves to defend, and he's been currently on the sort of trial scene for a Division 1 team on a Saturday. So okay, he's a good player. You can't be turning those away. We go to 11 aside next year as well, so might need to bolster the squad slightly. But yeah, then I got distracted by that, which then maybe you start rambling on about this Chinese man that I met this morning, and it made no sense. And Jesus, by the way, if you've listened to, if you joined me on this journey of spiritual awakening, and I'm telling you it was incoherent and erratic to the point where I had to start again, just imagine, based on what you would have already experienced over the last, what episode are we on? 14, 15 episodes? Imagine what it must have been like for me to go, I think we should just start again on this. I think we should just wreck on this. It was an absolute shambles. But anyway, how are you doing? Full disclosure. Oh, as well, my daughter as well. She's just coming off the last knockings of croup, and she was just nattering away. I think she still is. Yeah. Still nattering away. So sleep's going really well, obviously. But yeah, those who listened to the last episode will know there was a small interval wherein I had to dash upstairs and catch my daughter's sick. She's had croup straight off the back of scarlet fever, and it's been brutal. She's feeling loads better now, and she's making up for lost time, I think. But typically, as I predicted as well, everyone else is now tickety-boo, and I'm fucked. So I will be drinking a lot of water. That does mean I'm going to do that thing that I hate watching other people do, where they go to drink water when they're doing a recording, and then they just hold the water in a sort of half space between where it'd be comfortable and where it would go in order to consume the liquid they're inside. And I watch it the whole time, and I can't concentrate on anything they're saying, because I'm the whole really stupid part of my brain's going, that's fascinating. Okay, but are you going to drink that drink? And if you're not going to drink that drink, can you put it down? Because it's actually really off-putting, and I'm doing it right now as I say this. So if you want to watch this, you can do so on YouTube, RuMayoNation. And I do need to do more clips. I say more clips. I do need to do some clips. I keep saying this. I want to do it as well. I want to do it to the point where even I watched it through with my wife, last week, the last episode, and I put some timestamps down of bits that I might clip. And I want to do it, and I want to get it off the ground, and I feel like it'd be really good to grow the podcast, but just finding the time at the minute, it's just been balls to the wall. With my daughter being unwell, and also another one of my lads being unwell, and my wife being unwell, it's just been. Do you know what I mean? But I've got my digression pad here. I did forget, even though I had it written down, about Mr. Ballon, who I wanted to just give shout-outs and big-ups to. I don't need to, he's huge. He's got a massive YouTube following. But my wife, when we were watching the original Moustache episode when I'm in the checkered shirt, she's like, I swear I've seen you, this look on you before. Obviously, my first idea was it was in her dreams. A strapping hunk of a man like me. With now the voice to go with it, you might hear a bit of raspiness from how I'm just hacking up my lungs all the time over the last couple of days. But it's where I cosplayed as Mr. Ballon, which sounds more sexual than it was. It was definitely more a boredom-based thing. So for those who don't know, check it out. If you're into true crime and creepy and mysterious shit, he kind of tells the stories of true crime and horror, but he tells it in a narrative. So he sort of fluffs it up a little bit. So we're kind of going, he's thinking this and he says this without knowing the full, dialogue that would have gone on. He just sort of zhuzhes it up a little bit with some picture accompaniment, some videos, some, crime scene photos. It's good shit. He's got a podcast as well. But last time I sort of was shaving, pissing about with the old moustache, which I've spoke about in recent weeks if you were along for the ride. I chucked that checkered shirt on and put a cap on, and I pretended to be Mr. Ballon, and my wife has never been more attracted to me. But I think he's former military and everything. And by the way, this is definitely a distraction. I'm just gonna. Do you know? No, we're gonna trust my brain. We're gonna trust my brain to get me home after this. I just watched a video like while my daughter was eating her lunch, and it was a video about like if you were to be called up to fight in the war. I don't know what the war was. I'm guessing like Ukraine. I don't know. Would you fight? And obviously everyone's like, no. And in the comments, man, fucking honestly, oh, this is embarrassing. Off you go then. Why don't you sign up? Like, would I go and fight? No, would I balls? Like, seriously, would I fuck? Quite funny. Someone said I'd just claim an allergy, like I'm allergic to bullets or something. It's like, yeah, it's a good one, that. Fuck, he's taken that, though. I'm also allergic to bullets. I think 2 can get through the door on that one. Or out the door, as it would be. But no. Like, I don't want to get really political on this, but why would I go and lay my life on the line for a government that I don't think gives a solitary shit about me? Like, it just, no. Why would I deprive my daughter, potentially, of a father to grow up with? To fight a war for some rich fat cats who are never going to see the fucking mud. And I'm a statistic to them. Fighting for a cause that I have no fucking inherent, fucking affiliation with. Definitely fucking not. And fair play to those who join the army and go and do that. Like, yeah, fair fucking play, but I'm not going to be strong-armed or shamed into going and fucking killing innocent people or getting myself killed. That's the biggest atrocity of war. There's got to be, this is a hot take, but there's got to be a better way, right? Because it's never the people that have the disagreements that are the ones getting their fucking limbs blown off. Like, it's, yeah. I don't want to go too far down that route because, it's so fucking, the magnitude of it is too big even for me to, to deal with or to give answers for. But the comments, like I say, people are like, oh yeah, oh fucking, all these pussies, blah, blah. Well, I'm assuming you're going tomorrow, are you? You're not? Shut the fuck up then. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting like annoyed about something that's never going to happen. Because as much as like Lad Bible likes to post about how conscription might be a fucking inevitability, it isn't. It's just not going to happen. So, everyone just sort it out. Pack it in. Just pack it in. Anyway, in more positive sort of country relations, the Anglo-Chinese relations have taken a step kind of half back today after my dog walk. At my boiler serviced. I forgot I'd agreed to that. Got a phone call from Craig at Neat Heat, by the way. Big ups. He sounds really good lad. And yeah, does an excellent job repairing, servicing, and just generally looking after boilers. But he phones me like, I'll be with you in about half hour. And I vaguely remember being like, oh, I need to get this boiler serviced and popping him a message. But I was like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Definitely knew that was going on. Definitely don't have to turn back around from the dog walk I've just started. But anyway, get back. It's all good in the hood. It's all good under the hood.
Drinks will be on me. In me.
He did say like, oh, there's just, how old's this boiler? I was like, I don't know, like probably about 5 years. And he's like, oh, about 7 years. There's like, it's kind of advisory you replace a couple of the bits. I'm like, oh, okay, so there's no like rule on it, but just that's when you kind of want to start thinking, because so the thing is, these 3 things here, this one in particular, it tends to warp due to the heat, and I'm like, oh, okay, so, and then it would just struggle to fire up at times. Your fires are absolutely fine, like no issue, so there's no problem now, and it doesn't suggest there'll be any problems imminently. But it's just like, and when you change one, you might as well change them all, because once you're in there, you've got to sort of take it all out to do it anyway. I was like, okay, cool. No issue with that. Like, I know he's well above board. He sounds as fuck like, he sorts us out massively. But I did think, like, whoever's making those components of the boiler, did they just not read the brief? Or, like, do you know what I mean? Like, how's it going making those bits for the boiler? It's me making the bits for the boiler. It's sort of visual stuff you can get on YouTube. Check it out. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Brilliant. You understand that it's a boiler they're going in? Yeah. The valve and majiggies for the bit in the boiler majiggy. Yep. Not going to have any issues being in like a hot environment, no? No. Well, I mean, how hot are we talking? Well, it's a boiler. It's designed to heat up a whole fucking house. Oh, yeah, it might warp a little bit eventually under the heat. So then use something that won't. I can't understand. Like, you know it's going to be going in something that's like a hot box. It's like having a fucking boat that's like, oh, it's going on the water, is it? Yeah. Oh, awkward. Why, what's up? Just some of the composite we used on the base of the boat. Can you tell I'm not a sailor? Yeah, what about it? Not in... I mean, it's water. It will manage in the water for a time, but eventually it will start to perish due to the water it finds itself in. Could you not use something that doesn't do that? Could do. You gonna? Definitely not. Because that is fucking capitalism, people. Built-in obsolescence. Yeah? Tinfoil. Megan? Kind of, I reckon. But anyway, the Anglo... the Anglo English relations. I'm walking the dog. I'm listening to a podcast. It's like called Gangsters. And I'm not really fully having the person presenting it because it sounds as though it's like an affectation. She's got a sort of like, I'm going about and doing this and, you know, hard crime and drugs and killing and fucking. But, you know, when you can kind of like this, it doesn't feel real to me. Like, it's like when I was watching Top Boy. Like, where I grew up, right, I was around a lot of that culture. So I heard a lot of it, right? You know, you could just kind of tell. I remember saying to Em, like, my wife, that is, this isn't real. She's blatantly, like, posh. And I think I Googled her and, like, because I know they used quite a lot of actors from, like, that kind of community. Like, Kano's even in it, for example. By the way, I'd say, pound for pound, one of the best rappers, UK rappers of all time. I was going to say that. His flow is excellent. And I've still got one foot in that camp. Like, I'm massively into my indie, my rock, my Britpop. But, like, still got that little bit of grime from back in the day. Like, I'm talking, like, Boy in the Corner, Dizzy Rascal, Crazy Titch. Like, yeah, Kano, Tinchy Strider, going really sort of pop. Like, yeah. But anyway, you kind of know, you could pick it up a little bit. Like, and I could just tell it wasn't authentic with her. And then I Googled her and I think she was born in, like, Kensington in West London. But I just get the feeling... And do you know what? I could actually be well informed here. Let's actually do that for once. Gangsters podcast. I don't even know what she's called. It's on BBC Sounds. It's really good. It's about like Mr. Big in Manchester. Is it Paul Massey? Livy Haydock. Yeah, I don't know. And it feels a bit like, yeah, I'm just trying to be. She talks a bit like Stacey Dooley, if you know her. She did a show once about like, and I know this because when I was a supply teacher, I think it was I don't know what lesson it was, but the video of choice that the teacher left for me to put on that time. By the way, as a supply teacher, when there's a video, nothing is more like, leaves you more bereft. All right, this definitely needs a digression note. I mean, it's on my screen anyway, so we should be fine. Nothing leaves you more bereft than fucking... Hang on, what's going on here? Panic stations. I'm impatient and I explain all. Because... No, I know, like, this is for you. They're actually really nice, those them. But I bought them because I'm impatient. So don't buy them, otherwise I'll have one too many pairs. Thank you. I could better put it in print as well because there were these boots on Vinted, these football boots that are like we were talking Christmas presents yesterday. My God, this is double digression. This is fucking Inception digression. Livy Haycock. That's not my fault though. That's not my fault. My watch buzzed. Oh, this is doomed. Right. Chinese-Anglo relations. Oh, I've got a C there. That makes sense. Chinese-Anglo relations. Teaching. Videos being on in the classroom. And Livy Haydock. Right. We're in. Right. We're asleep with the headphones in. The totem's spinning. We're all good. Right. I'm going to have a drink real quick. Full disclosure. Nothing leaves you more bereft than being left a video to put on for a class that you've got to cover. And by the way, as supply teachers, we know the score. We knew the score. I knew the score. You look at your timetable and be like, so I'm covering Mrs. Miller. Why are all the classes I'm teaching belonging to Mr. Smith, Mr. C22, Mr. fucking Gabagool? Because and do you know what it is? It's the teachers that are in. They're in, but they've gone, Mrs. Miller's group's nicer than my group. I'll cover that. They can have my absolute fucking Bash Street boys. But anyway, you get left a video. Nothing leaves you more bereft than having to keep saying, guys, hey, Mr. Mayo here. You might remember me from such things as ignoring me throughout the register I was trying to do. All you got to do is shut the fuck up and watch it. Can't say shut the fuck up, obviously. All you got to do is just shush. All you got to do is be quiet and watch it. That's it. That's all you've got to do. So can we just do that? Yeah? Brilliant. Press play. Chat. No, seriously. And also, by the way, one time it was the 1990s Romeo and Juliet. I think it was 90s. Claire Danes in it. Not the other one. By the way, 17 in that. So a bit awkward about last episode. Didn't know that. But was talking about it from the perspective of a 15-year-old me. So everything's still fine and above board. Thank you. I had to watch that. Not even that. I had to watch the first 50 minutes of it 5 times in one day. And then they're being like, oh, this is boring. Fuck you. Is it? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
That's not...
Because I've watched this same 50 minutes 4 times already. So if you're bored, imagine how fucking bored I am. Unacceptable. Kind of close. Megan-ish. But I remember one time as well, I was covering a PSHE lesson while we're fucking doing full Inception. And it was about suicide, assisted suicide. And I'll tell you what, give me something else. Let me put on fucking Romeo and Juliet or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be clambering back for those 50 minutes of weird fucking Shakespeare. Okay, yeah, here's the sheet. Yeah, there's a documentary about the Dignitas Clinic. Well, and there's a worksheet. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Definitely. A worksheet on fucking assisted suicide. I'll just take it, shall I, that lesson? No one knows me. Who's this weird guy that's turned up? All of a sudden, we're watching a guy drinking this little potion that makes him go... Argh. 2 girls left the room crying. Not absolutely fucking Dignitas. Fucking killed me. Never mind them. Fucking hell. But anyway, we go backwards. Livia Haydock, not exclusively the giveaway, because Stacey Dooley, she did this whole documentary about like the clothing industry. Do you know how much water it takes to make a pair of jeans? It's insane. Like, it's insane. We're not going to get into it now, because that is a fucking... Even for me, I'm like, that's too many layers in the Inception. All right? The totem would start wobbling. A lot is the answer. But this girl, she talks a bit like her. But the thing that gave it away, where I go, I feel like you might be middle class, is the way she said, you know, Charlie. The way she said coke. And you'll hear it all the time if you hang around certain circles. They say, cocaine. Because there's a comedian that did a bit about it. I won't dig him out because he's a generally nice guy. But, like, genuinely nice guy. And generally, yeah, both work, all right, in that context. So,
Then fuck you.
But he used to say cocaine. So distracting. Cocaine. Like cocaine. A ton of cocaine. And I'm just, it keeps dragging me out of the sort of believability of it. But, yeah, it's a good listen. But anyway, I'm walking the dog. Chinese and Anglo relations. And then I will cut the coughs out because no one wants to fucking hear those. There's a Chinese man. I'm assuming Chinese. Turns out I was right. Just sort of waving at me. And I'm like, all right, mate. And he brings his phone over and he's like, translate. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I see like the language of that kind of space on the planet. I don't know what the word is. Oriental, I guess. I don't know if that's okay or not okay. Like, my first instinct went to say wingdings, which obviously isn't, and not because of... Let's just move on. Symbols, like, you know, symbols. They don't have like a sort of a, whatchamacallit, alphabet like we have. And I was like, okay. And he's trying to like talk into it, but the internet keeps cutting out because the signal's shit round here. As I discussed, oh my God, fucking honestly, spin the totem. I was in the gym and I got a phone call, them trying to give me like a cheaper deal on my phone. And then they were like, okay, well, you know, what do you currently pay? I'm like, 12 quid. And you could tell at that point she weren't interested in the conversation anymore, but still had to go through the questions. So, and you found your sort of coverage pretty decent? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's shit, but it's because I live in a village and, you know, that's just whatever. I'm on Wi-Fi anyway. But the internet kept cutting out. So then it just he kept trying to say something and he kept trying to translate and it just weren't working. So I was like, while he was mooching about on his maps, he was trying to find, he said real estate. I'm guessing he meant like, you know, like a fucking... like whatchamacallit, fuck me, we had no chance, did we? Like, he's like, do you speak English? I'm like, no I don't. Estate agents. And whereas there's a lot of development still going on, so there's a couple popped about, and while he's having a little look on there, I'm like, oh, I'll pull up Translate and I'll try and type some stuff to him. But then I've realised I've had to kind of guess where he's from, so I'm like looking at him like, didn't look like Korean based on really not enough at all to be confident. Just didn't look Japanese either. I kind of thought, just looks Chinese. I'm going to go Chinese. Like yeah. So I was like, language? Chinese? He was like, yeah, Chinese. I'm like, fuck for that. Like, that's like, in today's world, that's borderline a fucking hate crime. Anyway, we're trying to work out. He's got it on the map. He's like, postcode. I'm like, I don't know the postcode. And I did just briefly do the accent there, but it was required to distinguish me as someone who can't speak English and someone else who can't speak English either. And fucking hell, like, this is why I can't go to war. Because what if it's like, all right, you're going to go around with these, like, you know, whoever the fucks. And how are we going to organise ourselves? We had a mobile phone with the internet, the reaches of the world in its entirety in one handheld device. We still couldn't fucking work out how... I couldn't work out how to tell him, go straight, turn right. That's all he had to do. Go straight, turn right. I started getting like, I was fucking 3 o'clock in the morning in the corner of the Hollyoaks episodes. I'm like, you just got to drive all the way that way till you hit houses. Ideally, brake just before hitting the houses. Didn't make that joke. That would have just confused the matter. I was like, then you turn right and go straight, and you'll see it. You'll see it on your right. I banged my elbow again. I'm going to say it. I don't care you broke your elbow.
What? I'm about to say it. Say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Could move my chair. Won't move my chair. Fuck me. Disaster. Just so bad. So bad. And like, worryingly, he's probably going to try and buy a house around here. And we're going to have to try it again at some point. Like, to the point where I even went back to his car because I didn't realise he was in his car because he was just walking. So I gave him the walking route. And it was then when I went and said to like, all you need to do is this. And he wanted the postcode, kick it in the map and show me it. I'm like, mate, I can't work out which way round the map is. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, where's the co-op? Well, that's there. But then, honestly, I was thinking, this is just, he knows less now. He knows less about where this estate agent is than before he started talking to me. I hate that though, because whenever I'm walking the dog, I think people presume that I know the area, but I'm not paying any attention. Like, I'm listening to something, normally thinking about a million other things. I'm like level 3 Inception on the walk. And they'll go, hey, mate, do you know where fucking Windowsill Street is? And I'm like, nah. Well, I just assume because you probably walk your dog every day, you'd have a fucking clue where something is. And it's like, haha, you'd be wrong. And also, we're in a weird place where a lot of the roads aren't fully accessible yet. But I really want to try and help as well. And I don't help, but I try. But, yeah, I don't know if my wife's replied now to that, but I just don't need to buy extra boots. That was it, yeah, because... Well, no, I didn't know. For fuck's sake, it killed me. She offered a lower price I was about to take. Yeah, but don't... Yes, but I can have 2 pairs of boots. Do you know what? In my defence, right? In my defence, I did screenshot saying that I had bought them, And in her defence, she's busy working in a very high-pressure job, and that's fine. But in my defence, I was also trying to cultivate good fucking Anglo-China relations. So, we all have our flaws. Yeah, so they're just these boots. Because I wanted some. And we're sorting out Christmas presents. And that was what we were talking about. And she wants a yoga mat, and I'm happy to buy her one. But I've told her this isn't spoilers. I'm not spending £120 on a bit of foam that goes on the fucking floor. Because I went to her, like, you're looking for, like, extra thickness. All these like alignment lines with fucking chakra fucking, and she's doing the yoga for the mobility, like the sort of flexibility stuff. She's got like a gammy hip. I know I've said in the past she's slightly older than me. It's not one of those ones. She was born with like a dodgy hip. I think actually, weirdly, I could probably dig around in here and find something with a bit of a story to it if you'll just humour me. And it's not this triangle, but I am a music man and this is what I play. So I reckon I could do this, but this is so fucking Inception. It's ridiculous. I've got nowhere near talk about anything I wanted to talk about. It's just a little metal jar, but in this metal jar is. Sorry, talking to the mic. Come on, professionalism is, and that's what I want.
Because I'm a professional, and professionalism is. And that is what I want, okay? That's all.
Oh my god, there's so much shit in these drawers, man. I got a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox 360 in here. Why? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why?
An Uno card. A blue 4, if you're interested. Come on, because I know it's in here. No, more... No. Do you know what? This isn't podcasting. When has it ever been? Still with me by now, then you won't mind this shit. It's just a jar. It's not even that interesting either. With every drawer I look in and don't... There it is. This bit of metal here. Again on YouTube. That was in her hip. As in on purpose. It didn't, like, She wasn't putting up a very, very small tent and accidentally put a mallet into her own hip bone. With a tent peg. It looks like a mini tent peg. You'd need the visual for that joke to make any sense. Wouldn't be that funny even if you got it. But yeah, so she's going very much for that, not the sort of like chakra alignment. But I'm like, do you want thickness or do you want like the the alignment lines, sort of both ideally. I'm like, okay, well that doesn't seem to exist unless you want to pay 120 quid for a bit of foam that goes on the fucking floor. But yeah, I've got a couple of ideas. We're kind of keeping it on a budget because of Operation Omelette. Needed some new football boots. Mine were very much just a cheap and cheerful wear. I sort of agreed to do a bit of five-a-side, but I didn't really have any moulded studs, so I just went and got cheap and cheerful. But equally, I don't want to go paying crazy money because I'm not fucking Thierry Henry, do you know what I mean? So, you know, I like to think I'm Zinedine Zidane more. Maybe that's just the hair, which I am going to grow, I think. I've decided. You might notice it's a bit longer. You know, I'm also getting quite used to the moustache as well, by the way. I feel like I might keep it a bit longer than Movember because it's gone a lot better than I thought it was going to. And yeah, for the moment, I'm not pissed off of it. It's a lot more upkeep than I thought it'd be. A bit like when I would like start buzzing my hair, I thought, oh, it's just easier, less upkeep. It's just like you don't have to don't have to get your hair cut, don't have to shave your moustache. But actually, you do need to like trim it up because otherwise it's like having fucking dried shredded wheat on your upper lip and it's really uncomfortable. You know, first world problems, and that's why I can't go to war. Like they're descending on B point. This is all based on Battlefield, and I beat my own fucking personal best longest headshot last night, and I was buzzing. Oh, do you know what? I think I'll be quite good at it, actually. Yeah, based on my Battlefield performances, I'll only die 19 times, but I'll at least take 2 with me. And it'd be a very long shot. Some would say a fluke, and I'll tell you to fuck off.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we're in like the trenches because it's, you know, for some reason it's World War One again in my head, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm all right, but the moustache is getting quite prickly on my lips. I could go home and just get my clippers, please. But yeah, so and then the whole boots thing, and then there's a lot of distractions. That's all I'm saying. Not all of them my fault. Yeah, we are trying to keep Operation Omelette though, keep things tight at the back, nice and cheap. And do you know what? Let's just circle back to yoga real quick. I'm going to borderline say Megan.
Excuse me, Megan?
But it's not officially and unacceptable. I went to one yoga class with an ex-girlfriend. And why can't we just say things like lie down? Like, why do you have to say ground yourself? Like, you're going to say lie down, I'm going to go what? Like, as in lie down where? On the ceiling? Like, lying down is on the ground. Let's just assume that. Let's take that as read. Until you specify you want me to lie down somewhere else, if I'm in a big open space without any obvious bed or chair, I'm going to lay down on the ground. If you're in a bank robbery and everyone's like, all right, get down. No one asks to specify where you want me to get down. Like, do you want me to fucking start pop shoving it? Or you get on the fucking ground. Can everyone just ground themselves? And I'm just giggling my tits off the whole time. And I can't cope. And I know the instructor's blatantly talking about me because she's like, if something funny enters your mind, acknowledge it and then let it go. And it's only me that's there, like, blatantly, because my brain's thinking of something stupid. I was laughing in my sleep last night. Bit of foreshadowing, actually, because it was a Chinese person in my dream that was making me laugh. But I, like, legit pissed myself laughing. Like, as in not, I don't urinate, but, like, I laugh, like, a lot, out loud. And it often wakes me up, always wakes my wife up. But, yeah, can you just ground yourself? Can you do this? And it's like, and if you feel the need to laugh, just acknowledge what's funny and then move it on. You can just get progressively more and more fucked off. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't take this shit seriously. Like, I'm sorry. But, yeah, Operation Omelette is in full swing. We're trying to keep things cheap. And what didn't help that after a long week of my daughter being ill, Friday, couldn't be asked to cook dinner. So we got a KFC. And fuck me. Fast food, I don't know what was in my face. Fast food has got ridiculous. Like, the prices, it's got genuinely ridiculous. Like, I think it was like 32 quid. Like, 32 quid. And we're not getting, like, you know, we have one meal each, a box meal each. That's it. 32 quid. I'm thinking, that fucking colonel better be bringing it around him fucking self. I want him service with a smile in his white suit, fully committed. What I instead get is some random in a Micra who's gone all the way around the fucking houses to find my house. And also, while we're here, do you know what? This can be officially unacceptable.
Excuse me, Megan? That behaviour's unacceptable. I don't like it.
Putting the cold cans of drink in the same bag as the hot food, because the cold cans make the hot food less hot than desirable, and the hot food make the cold can less cold than desirable. They both just fuck each other shit up a little bit. And it frustrates the piss out of me. Well, you couldn't just put it in another bag. Do you know what I mean? Megan.
Megan.
But anyway, it gets here, 32 quid later, and I'm like, what's like, you know, delivery's a few quid. How much is a box meal? It's like 12, 13 quid? Because you're thinking, for 32 quid, listen, I've not got expensive taste, but for like 32 quid, that's like an evening out meal, like a meal, like, you know, I'm expecting to pay that if I go to like Pizza Express. I mean, I spoke about McDonald's recently when I got my daughter a Happy Meal and it's like 3 and a bit quid. So this used to be the fucking cheap option. £32. So we can't do this again. So now we've gone on like no takeaways until Christmas Eve. And we're going to get a Chinese. All right? And I'm going to order it using their native tongue. And I can't wait to see what arrives. Right, full disclosure. This is another day. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling much like yesterday, to be honest. The moustache probably technically has got that little bit bushier. And thus I've got that little bit more wise. My daughter, like, just... I was looking on the monitor, I swore.
Man, I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear.
She just weren't fucking sleeping. She was putting on quite the performance, to be fair to her. So I was like, okay, right, do you know what? I'll go get her out of bed. Because, yeah, it just weren't happening. She was getting louder and louder. She goes, she has this stupid game. She goes, Daddy. And I'm like, Bertie. She's like, shh. Okay, done me. Fair enough. So, yeah, basically, it's the next day. So if you notice a sort of bit of a change of pace, a change of oeuvre, just know that that's what's gone on. I've had a lot of time to reflect on my past and make adjustments when required, and yeah, and now I'm here. I've got the same jumper on for continuity as well, because I'm a professional. Professionalism is, and that is what I want. I will say I'm wearing shorts where I once was wearing tracky bottoms. I have put the same pants on though, just to sort of give me that, you know, to sort of centre me. And speaking of which, by the way, you know, because I've got a moustache now, you know, I'm a moustached man. I've picked up a few moustache things. Carpentry, and by that I mean, I can see it now, where the boiler is. New builds, man. Like, you'll know about this if you're in a new build. After you've made 100 of anything, I guess, after about 30, you just stop fucking bothering. You go to your kitchen now and kick the kickboards from underneath the cupboards. I guarantee there'll be so much shit under there. Wrappers, bits of piping, nuts, bolts, just crap. Oh, is that going to work now? Put some of that fucking expandable foam in there. Yeah, it'll be alright. The boiler there's like a bit of like piping. You can see going into the boiler. And they've gone, what should we do about that? It's not very aesthetically pleasing, is it? Give us those 2 bits of wood we're going to throw in the skip. They fucking banged them together into like a right angle and just sort of wedged it in. Gonna fix it? Nah. The Queen. Remember that? Nah. Yeah, so I put that up there. Again, I've got a moustache, no problem. Bit of woodwork. It's in my wheelhouse. I've taken to eating tinned fish. I'll get into that in a bit. But I've also decided I might start wearing briefs. And I'll tell you for why. Because I was sat in the toilet doing my business. My business was a business. That's going to need a clip now. There it is.
They want to do some business.
What sort of business?
Sex.
Say it a lot. My wife finds it quite funny, but she won't admit it. And I realise there's a hole in the gooch of my boxers. That's prime real estate for a hole. And I can't leave it as well. Once I know it's there, I'll sit there watching telly and be like picking at it. And then you'll just hear... And my wife will be like, you've ripped your pants again, haven't you? The fool who went and ripped his pants. That's a good episode, by the way. When SpongeBob rips his pants. Good catchy song. SpongeBob turned into a clown. The acoustic right here, my throat hurts. It's not the right conditions for you to be expecting this of me.
I don't know. I didn't want to sing too loud because I don't want to wake up Robert and Nancy. My throat's sore. I've had a sore throat for a month and a half. And this is not an acoustic environment that's suitable to request this from me.
But yeah, I'll rip them open, and then because I'm lazy, they won't go in the bin. I'll throw them in the wash. They'll get washed, and then I'll put them away. And obviously, you don't check everything you put away. I'll go to put them on, and I've essentially just put on a loincloth. There's no gusset. That would happen about 3 or 4 times, and eventually my wife will be like, give them here, and she'll throw them in the bin. So unless that happens on a Saturday, I think the rotation just carries on until she goes, give them here, and she throws them away. But I was like, what? So I was sat there thinking, like, what what do I want from my underwear? Me underwears, right? What do I want from that? And I had forgotten my phone. Yes, correct. So I sat there thinking, like, what do I want from my underwear? What do I want them to bring to the party? And I'm like, testicular stability. Like, you know, both 30s now. I'm not quite at, like, office ornament. But what it's be like, you know, contained, packed in. So if that's the case then, Dan, then sort of leg material is quite surplus to requirements. And I just get the feeling briefs might be a bit cheaper, less material. And as we know from Stacey Dooley, he uses a lot of water to make clothes. And I'm doing my bit for the environment. / I'm trying to save money because briefs ain't that popular, are they? Or maybe they are, I don't know. But I'm like, I don't need the leg bit then, do I? And then I remember a mate of mine said he started wearing briefs. And I gambled on who it was. And it was a gamble because I wasn't like, hey, mate, was it you that was saying you started wearing pants? No, why are you? No, I'm just trying to find the person who said he was because I was going to go beat him up. And luckily it was him. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. He's like, what, you're going to take the piss out of me? You're going to join the club? Well, little from column A, little from column B. What's it saying? He's like, yeah, just comfy, man. I'm like, okay. Underwear, talk to me. Like, what's going? He's like, yeah, just comfy. So why'd you start wearing them? He's like, I don't know, really. I just thought I'd give them a go, and they're quite comfy. So it took some getting used to. I'm like, yeah, did you not feel like a sort of 6-year-old boy when you were getting dressed at first? Like, I remember when I was 6, and I had to go get like into a uniform in the living room because it was the only place that was like warm, the only room that was warm. I had like Yosemite Sam pants and Taz ones and stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, I just get plain ones. I'm like, okay. A bit disappointing, but, you know, I can do my own thing. I don't typically get my briefs out in public. Yeah, so I feel like I might just give them a go. I just can't hurt, can it? And I was like, I better run that by HQ, to be fair. Like, my wife would be like, how would you feel about me wearing, like, briefs? She was like, oh, yeah, I quite like your legs. I'd be okay with it. All right, don't objectify me. I'm not a piece of meat. Not very 2024, is it? You know? So, yeah, I might... Yeah, okay. I'll give them a go. And I'll report back. Because I'm sure you're all fucking dying. Do you know what it is well with cost? I treat pants a bit like toilet paper. Like, I basically just cover them in shit. No, like, obviously I don't. But, like, they are quite shit adjacent, innit? I don't want to spend crazy money on toilet paper because I'm just wiping my ass on it, right? So, I don't want to overspend. You know when there's, like... I don't know if it was like that at school. Might be still not even in school as well. But, like, Calvin Klein's and that, like, £18 a go. Like, no, thank you. Like, why?
Why? Why?
Just... No. It's do you know, it's to stop your piss that you've not properly dripped away going onto your outside trousers, pants, joggers, whatever. Pants. Fucking Americanisms. Oh my god, there was another Americanism. Digression. And it's actually to do with the fish that I was going to get to in a bit anyway. It's to give another layer of security against your farts, right? So don't be spending £20 on a pair. Especially if you're married. Like, I'm not, you know, it's not about the romance being dead, you know, but it's, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, those aren't very attractive boxers. Do you really care? Like, do you really care? We've seen each other at our absolute worst, all right? I don't think my little crappy boxers from Primark are the make or break in our relationship at this point. And if it is, then there's greater problems at hand. But I have been... I've been sampling tinned fish. I don't know, I thought like, different source of protein. And I bought anchovies and oh my god. The saltiest food I've ever eaten. It's like... I saw this video of this lady, like, she's on the phone and she's cooking, and she goes to put salt in the saucepan, and, like, the lid comes off and loads goes in, and she's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And her husband stood next to her, like, oblivious. So she puts the salt down, tentatively puts the lid on, and then goes, hey, can you salt the pan while I stir? Husband goes round, picks up the salt, pours it in, lid comes off, all the salt goes in, and she's just like, you fucking idiot. That is 4D chess, man. Men do not stand a chance with that shit. But it's like he had seasoned those anchovies. You have like one bite and you go, yeah, that's all right. Oh my fucking god. So salty. Not unpleasant, but Jesus, so strong. Apparently people have them like cut up really small in pasta. And I can kind of fuck with that. I think, yeah, that'd work. But I made one of my lads try it. Bill of Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. Sometimes I get Ben to do it as well, but he puts on such a performance. Like, goes full Amdram about it. He's like, no, I can't. I don't want to. No, I can't. Oh, do you know what? Then don't. I couldn't be asked to do it. Whereas, like, Bill's a bit more sort of Lenny of Mice and Men. Like, okay, I'll try it. So he puts it in. He's like, oh yeah. Oh my god. So oh frick. I'm like, okay, well that confirms you definitely swear when you're not here. Oh frick. That's definitely fuck when you're not in the house, and that's fine. We're not idiots, right? But just keep it appropriate in the right places, right time, you know? Read the room. But he's like, yeah, when I first put it in my mouth, like, it kind of just reminds me of tuna. And that was... Full Gary Neville. Sorry? Yeah, like when I first put it in, it was kind of just like tuna. But then, I swear to God, I'm going to delete every app on your fucking Kindle Fire Stick and exclusively make you fucking watch things on BBC iPlayer, and maybe you can listen to The Archers. Because these Americanisms, they have to stop. Megan, I don't like it.
When you pinch me, I don't like
But I've
it.
also tried like mackerel. That's actually quite nice, to be fair. And then sardines on toast. And my wife's like, oh, sardines with, like, they came in tomato sauce. So I was a bit like, oh, I don't know about that. She's like, oh no, they're really nice on toast. Used to love that as a kid. I'm thinking, what? Fucking during the Blitz, Grandma. Fuck me. But yeah, tried them, and yeah, quite nice. I'm not thrilled when you're blatantly eating Spain. You know, and you can know it. That's a bit of Spain that I'm eating. I don't like that, Megan. But like, it is. Yeah, it's fine. It's tasty. But you know when you get bits stuck in your teeth, and oh my God, what the fuck? I had to brush my teeth before doing this because I'd eaten some nuts. I'd eaten some nuts. And like a bit of nut in my teeth. Like, you know, fucking. If you're like lost in a ditch somewhere, those what 3 words apps where it's like, okay, I need this, and it's like Cinderella, basket, jizz, and then those 3 words, you know, correlate to, you know, or correspond to a meter squared. Your tongue can do that, the ordinance of where something is, to like a millimeter, but then you put your finger in there, and it's like you put your finger into fucking like Pan's Labyrinth. What the fuck's going on? It's like literally your tongue is giving it the fucking Will Smith, like the fucking Jim Carrey in Liar Liar, right there.
Where?
Right there. Like, see, that's where it is. And then you go, where? Right there. It's there, like literally like fucking waving you in, and you're like, just, it's a foreign land in there. Goes all fucking like Kafkaesque. It's all melting clocks and shit, and I just can't find it. So it's like get the toothbrush out to like get it out. But yeah, when you eat bits of Spain, and then you're going, oh, I found that could be some Spain in between my teeth. Not a massive fan of that. Tasted good though. I feel like I ate quite a lot of fish, and that good for like brain power. So yeah, you know, if you're thinking, God, you've come across a lot smarter today, Dan. That's why. Weirdly as well, by the way, I was chatting to same guy about Lego. Briefs guy, because apparently we are just now 7-year-old boys. Get those little gooey aliens, you put them back to back, and then they have a baby. I think we were talking about board games because we're really cool. And by the way, fuck off with your like presuppositions about board games. Oh, Monopoly, frustration, Operation, it's all shit. That's not what we're talking about. I wish I could swaz this camera and show you. I've got a wall of board games, and I guarantee there'll be ones that are the right thematics to like really tap into your interests. Different variety of game mechanics. It's good shit. And this guy here, actually, to be fair, my pants partner, don't want to call him that ever again. He was like very skeptical as well. Don't be skeptical. And then he came along, and now he's fully all in as well. And I think we were talking about how he's had a baby, so we're looking for like things we can do, like to socialise, where he can maybe stay at home. And we said about video gaming, and there was a survival aspect to a game. I don't know, but either way, we started talking about Lego, and I was talking about Minecraft. That was right. And then I went, Minecraft is kind of like on the creative mode. It's kind of like Lego, but not as expensive, because by the way, Lego is fucking crazy expensive. What the fuck? For little cheap plastic blocks. Like, my brother-in-law's got a whole Lego room in like the east wing of his house, and it's bigger than my flat, and it's full of Lego, and it's like, that's really cool, but fuck me, the money in that room, it's insane. Like, I've got a knockoff like Fego Lego, fake Lego Highbury Stadium, and a Titanic as well. But I'm saying, like, Minecraft creative, like, it's like unlimited blocks that are free and that you also don't step on in the middle of the night, so win-win, right? But it was like, oh yeah, but I like to have the physical bits and, like, you know, keeping all track of it all. I'm like, you know, that's hell on a plate for me, because there's a bit by Bill Burr about building furniture, and I would love to clip it and put it, but just check it out. My wife's like, a bit of comedy has never resonated with me as much as that. Like, you are him, you know that. Like when you're building furniture and losing your shit, it's part of the process. It's like, where's the fucking... Oh, right, there it is. I didn't see it. Like, that is me. And I can't keep tabs of that. It was on Minecraft. It's just and it's fine. And granted, I did try and build a Titanic using Lego instructions, and it corrupted halfway through. Infuriating. But, you know, that's the equivalent of me just flipping the fucking table anyway. And then I ain't got to tidy up the mess. All right? yeah, we'll chat about Lego. And here's where the tinfoil hat comes back on. You know when phones give it like, oh no, we don't listen to your messages. No, it's encrypted on WhatsApp. The amount of fucking Lego adverts I've had on my phone is ridiculous. I can't move fucking Lego adverts now. And worse still, a survey on Instagram. Hi. Yeah, what's up? Just had a question for you. Okay, go on then. I'm mostly here just to watch people walk into like sliding doors they don't realise are shut and, you know, things like that. Yeah, I know, that's great. You can get back on with that very, very soon. Just wanted to know how likely you'd be to buy Lego. And I'm like, why'd you ask? Just randomly thought about it. Nothing to do with you listening to my phone calls, no? Have you been speaking about Lego, have you? Oh, how convenient. People will say it's confirmation bias. Oh, you'll mention loads of things. But because it's not something you've spoken about, you don't see it. It's only because you see it because you know you've been talking about it. You're looking for it. So, and I know confirmation bias exists, but no, because it's like, it's ridiculous how many Lego adverts I've got. And would you be interested in buying Lego? Even if I was now, you can fuck off. I'm not buying into your capitalism ways, mate. Yeah? I've got a moustache now. I'll go live in a fucking lodge somewhere. I'm not entirely sure what a lodge is. Some sort of house made of logs, probably. All right? So fuck off and leave me alone. I mean, we could try it now. We could do a little experiment, can't we? I need to put messages about. I'll send some messages. We'll come up with a topic. I'll do it next week, and I'll send a load of messages, and we'll go from there and see if it starts sort of spamming me with it. Really obscure, mad shit, like some hardcore Belgium trance band or something. And I'll start getting like offers to go to their gigs. That's all that shit that pops up on the website, isn't it? Do you mind if we fucking collect your data? You're gonna do it anyway. Get fucked. Why are we pretending? By the way, we'll do. There's a little. There weren't much village drama. We'll go into it though. So yeah, all it was, it's just something that jumped out at me where it was like, where is it? Hi, don't suppose anybody has one of these that we could borrow for tomorrow? It's a high lift jack, thanks. And then a picture of it, which I'll put somewhere. And my first thought was like, if you have one of them, you'd know what it was. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But I was like, like someone's going to go, oh, I have got one of them. Oh, is that what it is? A high lift jack? I've just been using it to wipe my ass. I've got like an elastic band and some sort of wet wipe, and I just like, if I have it, I'd know what it was, right? Oh, it can lift heavy things. I've like chiseled off a bit of a groove, and I've sort of posted it in the toilet. I put my nudger on it when I go for a piss, so I guess it can carry heavy things. Hey, let's. Don't know what that was, but I did it. It's happened now. Can't go back. Right. Okay. Like a person who has English as an additional language tries to demonstrate they understand the concept of someone telling them they're constipated, I shit you not, this is the third day. The third part. It's like a trilogy of recording this podcast. Again, I've got the jumper on for continuity. Again, I've got back into my old pants. And that was a joke, by the way. I didn't change back into my old pants for continuity in this podcast. I already had them on, still from that day. Disgusting! It was one of yours. More side quests. I can't. Do you know what the worst part is? I can't even remember why I had to stop recording. But before I knew it, I was cleaning one of the bathrooms. So, and I was like, oh, and then like my lads got back from school, and I was like, oh, fucking hell. So yeah, third go now. Three. Third go. Yeah, there's not much left to go either of the pod either. But like, I think you've got to just bear with me a little bit here. Just bear with me. And by the way, like, digression pad. That reminds me. Let me get out my phone. Because that stupid joke, do we even call that a joke when I said about a person whose additional language is trying to show they understood the concept of someone telling them they're constipated? I shit you not. It reminded me of, have you guys heard of Blue Sky? B-Sky, Blue Sky? I feel like I've got an account. At one point, when like invite only, basically it's X or Twitter for people that are better than everybody else. So yeah, we're gonna go over that side and be really rational and reasonable. But I suppose invite only people are selling it like it is the biggest pack of sanctimonious, self-righteous cunts you'll ever fucking find. Like, X has got his problems, I'm sure. Like, you know, it gets accused of being like a hotbed for right-wing ideologies, blah, 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 whatever, right? I've got an X account. I go on it to look at Arsenal stuff from my other podcast, and just to look at clips that have leaked that you probably wouldn't find as easily on Google. All right, and just it's fine. I don't take any of it seriously because it's really not fucking real. It's social media. Now these guys have all gone, right, we're leaving. Do you hear us, Elon Musk? We're leaving? Yeah, all right, I'm creating a fucking car that can transform into some sort of crime-fighting robot. Okay, so they go off to Blue Sky. And can I just shock you? They are just as bad as them, but on the other wing. Like, literally, it is just... Like, no. I'm more progressive? No, I'm more progressive. It's like one big competition to have as many convoluted fucking ways of identifying their marker points for who they are as people. And, like, to be very fucking clear, because I'm aware that sounds very much quite like I'm going over there in this fucking Romeo and Juliet setup. I don't give a fuck. I've said this a few times. I don't care. Don't care.
Don't care. Just don't care anymore. Don't care.
Because most people, right, let me just shock you. Most people don't fucking care. The ones you hear about are on the extremes, right? It's a very small slither. And often I'd fall into that trap. I'd be writing a joke or whatever for my stand-up when I used to do it. And I've just been getting a bit of an urge to go back, I think. But logistically, it's a ball ache at the minute, so no rush to do so. But I'd write a joke and go, is that going to be problematic? And it's like, yeah, those ones will always find a way of making it problematic. And these ones may well laugh at it, but then also take it as like doctrine and how to conduct their life. So, but then actually, fuck them. They're irrelevant, right? They're not the important parts of it. It's us in the middle that are just fucking normal. But to demonstrate that, I've just realised the battery on my camera is going low. Are we going to have to do a 4 fucking instalment? This is insane. Right, I'm gonna try my best. Fucking, there's a comedian. His whole kind of shtick is silly business. It's funny. Like, I won't name him because he probably doesn't want me speaking for him because he's got brain cells. But he did a tweet. And it's a joke, a play on words about Super Mario saying something and then what that sounds like, sounding like something else. I don't want to read the exact joke here. Do you know what? I'm going to have to. Onomatopoeia is what Mario says when he wheezes on a rug. All right? Silly. Just a silly joke. Probably one he's just chucked up there. He's a funny guy. He's a lovely guy. I've gigged with him. Sound as fuck. Writes children's books too. My daughter's got a couple of them. They're excellent. Someone replies, that one's pushing racist. And he replies, I'd love to hear your reasoning. Well, you are laughing at the way a pseudo-Italian person pronounces words in English, ergo belittling people who are doing what they can to make themselves understood in an unfamiliar language. He actually says understand in an unfamiliar language, so let's all pile on him. Hey, fucking idiot, who are you, Luigi? And it's like, fucking leave it out, we are. Leave it out. Like, that's an overcorrection to what the fuck's going on over there. That is an overcorrection. It's a silly little fucking joke about Super Mario's voice. And by the way, presuming he's Italian, I'm pretty sure he's Japanese. Fascist? Back you go. Back to X. Is Super Mario Italian? I'm so nervous about that battery. It's on the last knock-in. So I have to do this bit and then charge it up and then come back again. This is insane. A 4-parter. Super Mario isn't set in Japan, but Mario is Japanese. His name sounds Italian, but he isn't Italian. Fascist. Get back over to X. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Because I remember seeing a video, it's like, it's a me, Mario. He's not saying it's a me, Mario. I think it's a me means super in Japanese, so he's saying Super Mario. So, come on, back you go. Start hating trans people again over this side. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, we're just in the middle chilling, and this is the place to be, just so we're all clear. But this person is probably going to go down the route of, like, you're punching down. And do you know what, right? While I've got a little bit of battery left on this, that is such an odd concept to me. Does it not come across quite hypocritical? It's got to go, oh, don't make jokes about people regarding their sexuality, their gender, their physical capacity, their mental capacity, their ethnicity. Don't make jokes about them. Don't punch down. What do you mean, down? Well, don't punch down. Don't make jokes about people to do with those things. But down? Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So you're on Beast, guys. So clearly you're very progressive. So anyone who's a different gender, ethnicity, sexuality, physical capability, psychological capability are, by definition, beneath people. Oh, okay. They're lower than, less than. That doesn't sound very fucking progressive. This is where, like, my brain is an enigma. Because I can't tell you confidently why I had to stop recording yesterday, But then my battery was just about to run out on this. And then I was going upstairs to put my camera on charge. And then somewhere in my brain, it was like, oh, you bought batteries for this camera when you bought the camera. And I'm like, I did. I did buy batteries for this camera. But bearing in mind, I bought this camera ages ago because I've wanted to do this podcast for years and can never commit to it, obviously, because I get distracted by other things. And then my brain goes, yeah, you did. And it's down at the desk, just down to your right. There's a sort of, what's that? Something tooth pattern. Of course, can't remember what the fucking pattern's called. Dog tooth? Something tooth? It's not important, but I'm going to have to Google it now. This is what I'm talking about. Dog tooth? Is it called dog tooth? Pattern? Maybe. Yes. Hello? Mensa? Yeah, I'm ready. There's a dog tooth box, and there's a little white box, and there's a couple of batteries in there, because I bought that and like these, like a battery charger thing that you sort of sit the little batteries sort of in, and then it charges them outside of the camera. Sure enough, little dog tooth print box, then a little white box in there, 2 batteries. And not only that, previous me treated myself to fully charging both batteries. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you won't care. Most normal people are like, yeah, I think I'd remember that I bought batteries for it. But like, I bought this camera ages ago and I didn't want to undo it. So I didn't want to undo it, obviously. But yeah, there you go. We're back in the game, baby. And I'm glad, because this is technically part 4, but I've not got to like wait, because I'd probably lose interest by then and forget I was podcasting again. And after 4, kind of a trilogy is a stretch. When it's 4, I'm not even fully sure I would take the role. I can't do 4 of them, mate. No. Anyway, I've only got a couple of things to do anyway. We've got, say anyway again? Anyway, we've got to do memories. And it's a bit of a weird one, really, because, like, it is a weird one, because there's been 3 days now, and I mean, technically, it's got to be today, hasn't it? That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. Black Friday, by the way. Oh, my God. Seriously, will you give up with Black Friday? It's not a deal. They are selling it for the price that they want you to buy it. If you didn't want it last weekend, you don't need it this. And also, Black Friday is now fucking starting 3 weeks ago. I was going to call it Black Day. Don't do it. Don't do that. That seems ill thought out. Get dragged over to X again. Let me back at Blues. No, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck both of them. I'll stay here. Cheers. So for those who don't know, I'm going to my memories. But like, Black Friday's like chucking a bit of stale bread between a load of stupid fucking pigeons and watching them fight for it. You see the footage and it's like, oh, come on, really? Like Roy Keane. Really?
Oh, really? No?
But I go into my memories, fucking raw, and I judge myself accordingly on the things I've said. Oh, my days. Alistair McGowan's Big World Cup. Underrated. It's so funny, and I quote it constantly. Can we see it? The little bit of stick.
Oh, well, they're giving me a little bit of stick for that one, Hazel.
Really? Can we see it?
What?
Can we see the little bit of stick?
My wife will be looking at me right now going, you're a fucking dickhead, because I say it all the time. Basically, he's an impressionist. He did a special for the Japan and South Korea World Cup 2002, and it's so fucking funny. Bigging up Rod Gilbert. What a fucking funny comedian. By the way, his baked potato bit, so many of them. Can I surprise you? I love a rant, and he is probably the best in the game at rants. Comedy stuff, as I said in the past, if I skip, it's just because, like, if this jump cuts, it's because there's something not that important. Talking important. Not worth explaining why I just said that. You're getting given cartoon characters. I remember this, and I was briefly chatting to an ex-girlfriend of mine, because I saw her sister who was in the 6th form at the school I was teaching at. So I messaged her, and I was like, have I just seen... I won't name her. Have I just seen Abigail in the 6th form at... Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh my fucking God, are you serious? Like, this was like my first proper girlfriend. We were together for a few years, sort of secondary school into college. And in the summer holidays, myself and this girl would like look after her little sisters, and they were like little, and she was just in 6th form, and I was like, fucking full Gary Neville. But then you then had to like hit someone up, and then they sent you like a cartoon character that you'll remind that it was to Child Cancer Awareness Week. She gave me Peter Pan, which I think was a subtle way of her saying you just still haven't grown the fuck up. And yeah, fair cop, I haven't. Fuck off. I don't even know if I could talk about this. there was a person in a Christmas music video, sun is running all around me, Shaking Stevens. The Father Christmas looks like someone in my family, and I'm just going to leave it at that, because, I mean, not that our family are close, but, they won't be watching this. My mum don't even watch this, but risky, giving Bieber a bit of shit on the internet. Back in the day, they were like the Beliebers were like the OG Swifties, innit? Like, that film Warriors, which again, shit and overrated, video game excellent. Like, a turf war between the Beliebers and the Swifties, that'd be a bloodbath.
Fox and the chicken together. Bloodbath.
Dan Mayo is a penis. Someone's obviously got hold of my Facebook. Yeah, there's not much going on in the memories, to be fair. I've got to leave them in. I love the fact that the bar staff around the country are probably having team briefings ahead of tonight in which Jamie Vardy and the increased sales of blue WKDs are being discussed. Chat shit, get banged. My God, Jamie Vardy's chat shit, get banged tweet. I love it when they dig up footballers' old tweets, like Rooney threatening to knock himself out. I'll knock you out, little girl. And he's like atted himself. Just when like Twitter, and I already knew what Twitter was. Like nowadays, everyone's so like au fair with like social media, so you're aware of the long-term ramifications of it and the reach you could potentially hit. And some people are still too fucking stupid to give it the kind of care and attention that requires. But back then, footballers would just have it and go, just tweet the most mad shit. And again, modern day sensibilities are very different to what they were then. Some for the better, some I think, oh, come on, let's just have a laugh a bit more. But you drag some old shit up and yeah, fuck me. I mean, chat shit, get banged. And then he's a Premier League footballer. And then they're like, oh, I'm surprised he drinks a Red Bull before the game. That is weird. Is that weird? Have you seen his tweets? I'd say that is very on brand for him. Right, anyway, that's going to do it. And, oh, mate, do you know what? There was one more thing. I got distracted by a message. No, don't. No, come on. It's you and me. Can't do a part 5. I used, it's like a statement now, disclosure. I used an aubergine emoji one time, and now I am panicking.
Now I'm panicking.
Because it's just sat there lurking in my history, just like prowling. Because like you'll know, innit? If you go on WhatsApp or whatever, and then go to send a message, all your like previously used emojis are just sat there chilling, innit? And I don't use a large plethora of emojis. So I'll go through them real quick so you know what I'm saying. I've got thumbs up. That's just a stock reply to anything my wife says. Yep. Yeah, I was just thinking we'd have this for dinner, or maybe getting this for the Christmas presents. Yeah, one of them. Laughing emoji. Didn't actually find it funny. Breathed a little bit heavier out my nose. / don't want to talk anymore with you about whatever we're talking about. Laugh with a little bit above it. It's kind of like laughing about this, but I feel like a bit of a dick. Fist bump. Obviously, that's just cool. Melty face. I really can't be fucking arsed with this. Upside down face. Fuck me. Is this guy serious? Middle finger. Obviously. Face, meaning probably shouldn't say this, but isn't it funny anyway? Oh God, they're coming for me, the fucking blue-haired mob. Point up, that usually is reserved for when I'm trying to show someone in the chat. I did already fucking say this. This one, I was like, thank fuck for that. You know, I don't have to go and paint all the football pitches with my Saturday morning. Huzzah. Normal smile, that's reserved for like messaging maybe a mum of one of the kids in my football team. Like, they've let me know that their kid ain't available for training. I'm like, yeah, no worries, all good. Smiley face, just neutral. Then the face where it's like, I can't be bothered with this fucking shit. There's a word there that comes to mind that I can't say because it's not very appropriate anymore. And then there's the shrug where it's like, well, fucked if I know. Which is obviously probably shouldn't have said that either, but there it is. Eye roll. I mean, that's just standard. That's most of my life. Just fucking, and then Now that one there is usually for, I've already said it in the past, and then you've then come at me like it's a new idea, and then I've gone, yeah, maybe that could work. AKA, fucking look up there, cunt, I've already said it. That's getting beeped. And then siren for like games cancelled, and there it is. Just next to the love heart. The love heart very much reserved for don't want to reply to my mum anymore. So she'll be like, oh, I'm just going to do this, B&M, heart, and slowly fade away. And then there it is, the aubergine. And I am panicking.
No, I am.
Because I'm messaging someone and I think, like, you know, I don't know, because someone I work with or to arrange a fixture with another coach or whatever the fuck. And then it's like, you know, 9:30 kickoff, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds good to me. Accidental aubergine. It's like everything they say is going to give me a fucking boner. It's so, like, I don't know how to remove it. It's just in there. And you're probably now thinking, well, why did you use it in the first place? Because the kickoff time gave me an erection. Love a 9:30 kickoff, get out of the way. No, what it was is we had a doctor's appointment for my daughter, and the doctor was called Dr. Rimmer. and I'm a child. So obviously found it very funny, sent it to my wife with obviously the aubergine emoji, and yeah, that's why it's there. Okay. And yeah.
Fuck you.
If a doctor is called Dr. Rimmer, I'm only human. I'm only a human male who's been alive while the internet has thrived lawlessly without any checks and balances on it. All right? What do you fucking expect from me? So yeah, you know, that's going to probably do it. This is, I'm aware, right? It's never, oh, Dan, it's normally so coherent and it flows so beautifully and there's a real beginning, middle and end to this and a very clear and distinct through line. I know that's never the case, but I feel like this is very ping pong ting tong, but ping pong ting tong ding dong. So I apologise. I promise to do better next time. Or it might be a laugh, in which case let me know and I could just make my life a shambles to make the podcast better. Cool, usual shit. Shut up then.